Let's get going. Ow! Got my beard.
It's like ham roadkill.
Oh my gosh.
It even looks like it has tire tracks on it.
It's a good thing that we're not sponsored by people.
Hey guys, we are in Galveston,
Texas.
yes, and we thought we would hop on here and do a little chat at you, recap for the vlog. We've had a big couple of weeks, but this week we thought we would share with you one of our favorite activities we've been doing while in Galveston.
She says we. She means her and Ad mostly because...
Now, you went on our big adventure.
I did.
You went on our big adventure. Miss Ad and I have about every day went on the beach and rode our e-bikes on the beach. So we thought we would tell you a little bit about the e-bikes and share. I even shared some tips with you guys because we get lots of questions about the e-bikes. Well, Miss Ad and I are getting ready to go on a bike ride, but I thought I would chat with you a minute before we head out because it's so windy out there. You can actually hear me in here. One of the things that we have been so enjoying this time is our bikes, which are electronic bikes. We get asked about them all the time. We've been driving them up and down the beach, or riding them up and down the beach, and having wonderful time. We go at least once or twice a day. But one of the questions we get asked several times is by people who either have e-bikes or who are looking to buy an e-bike, what we have, if we like it, and all that kind of stuff. And so I thought we might talk a little bit about that and share that with you. We have bikes that are called G-Force. I found them on Amazon and ordered them when we were at home. They had relatively good reviews. One of the things we were looking for was, we definitely were looking at weight limits for Mikey and I. We were also looking for nice fat tires for riding on the beach, and because a lot of places that we were going this time, we love to ride our bikes in general. I have a little bit of a sciatic issue with my back, so we were looking for something that might help mommy still be able to bike as much as we like. We're going to lots of places with bike paths too, so that is something that we decided to kind of invest in as a family, as kind of our family Christmas. And so we got, like I said, these G-Force bikes. I think they're 20-inch rims. They fold up so that they can fit back here in the toy hauler. People ask how long they can go on a charge. They say they can go 15 to 20 miles, I think. We've never tested it that. Anytime we get below half, we plug them in. We've never had a problem going wherever we want to go as long as we want. It will depend on the terrain you're on, the weight of the cyclist, and a lot of things to how long it will go. What else? I'm not sure. Well, if you have questions, definitely leave them down below, and we'll see. We might be able to cover them in an additional video that we talk about the bikes, because I'm sure they will be featured several times. Obi's like, I'm over this conversation, Mom. Some tips. Obi wants to be seen. You guys won't be nice to each other, so you're separated. Hey, here. I bet Addie will play with you for a minute. So some tips for e-bike beginners. Some things I didn't know when I first got our e-bikes. At least with ours, there's two ways to accelerate. You can accelerate through the handlebar. There is I'm not sure what that's called, accelerator on the handlebar. And then also, when you pedal a few times consecutively, it will then also accelerate. That can be a problem if you're slowed down and you're starting to turn and you start to pedal into your turn. It could accelerate on you. So my tip for people first starting out is when you're first learning the bike and how it feels when it's going to accelerate and the timing and all of that, is when you're going for a turn or you're going to be around a lot of people, I just shut mine off so that I can navigate that like my brain normally would with a regular bicycle. And as I've gotten better at the e-bike, I now can have it on when I'm in those kinds of situations, and my brain knows what to do. Because when I first got it, having it accelerate whenever I was trying to turn almost wrecked me a couple times. A couple other things: if you're riding on the beach, always be on the lookout for what we always call out the holes. Because when kids build sand castles, or when somebody's tried to drive on the beach and has hit soft sand and it's kind of pocketed out, that can be a real hazard if you're riding a bicycle, any kind of bicycle, but especially if you're zooming along on one of these suckers. So you definitely want to keep an eye out for the potholes, so to speak, on the beach, and also loose gravel. And what else, Ad?
Don't ride in soft sand.
No soft sand.
I did a flip.
She did a flip. So soft sand is also pretty much anything that isn't going to be firm or firm pavement. You really want to pay attention to loose gravel and that kind of stuff. It just, no fun at all. But when you do pay attention to all those things and you kind of get used to it all, it's a lot of fun. But again, the other thing that I would tell you is when you're first getting on your bicycle, thinking it's like I don't know, go-kart or something, I would turn it on and then get on it. And then sometimes it might get away from me a little bit. So now I don't ever turn my bicycle on until I'm on it and I'm riding and I'm kind of in my stride. Then I'll turn it on when I'm ready and know that it's ready to go. Another tip is if you are ever walking your bike somewhere, make sure it's turned off, because again, this little accelerator here, you could accidentally hit that while you're walking across the bridge and it will accelerate on you. We know that, don't we, Ad?
Huh?
It'll accelerate on you on a bridge.
Yep.
And you might feel like you might lose it over the bridge if you're not careful. So those are just a few of the little tips, but we definitely have been so excited to have them. They've let us go so much further, and they've let us really have a lot of fun. Also, when there's large groups of people, a lot of times I'll flip mine off, or we will go a different route so we can get away from people. So one of the other features that our toy hauler has is this toy lock situation. So it has a bike lock on it that then we can attach to other bike locks. I mean, it's not completely foolproof, but it also is a deterrent. We also have, for when we're not out on them, I don't know if you can see them, we also have waterproof bike covers that I'll show you sometime, but that keeps them nice. So you can see they've been getting lots of riding in the sand. We will definitely clean them off once we leave the beach to kind of make sure all that sand gets out of things. But this is what they look like. That's Mikey's. We named each one of them. So his name, Michael's bike is Bikel. Michael on a Bikel. My bike's name is Gertrude. And Addie's bike's name is Sokudo, which I'd have to ask her what that means. Hey Addie, what does Sokudo mean? It's speed in Japanese. My anime and manga lover, of course, put something in Japanese. I try to remind him of the tips so that he doesn't wreck himself.
Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. I just about bit it through there. Evidently, on these electric bikes, you don't hit the gas going through the mud. You gently traverse it, as Addie is doing now. Otherwise, you end up almost puckering up and pinching your bicycle seat and saying a few words that you probably shouldn't say. Sometimes you have to learn by practice.
Yes, And so we've been riding on the beach. We also got to take a family excursion this week. It was a little bit different than we thought. We had been having these beautiful sunny days, and so we were looking at the weather, and we picked out what day we were going to go to the state park.
It was supposed to be, it was yesterday. It was like one of the warmest days down here. It almost, I think it actually got to 70, but it was cloudy. And down here, when it's cloudy and it had just rained, it was just completely, past 2 days, it's been so foggy.
Yeah, I'd say 2.5 days. Yeah. There's been so much fog. So when Addie and I taped on the beach was kind of our last day of like full-blown sunshine. Yeah. Thankfully. But we still want to share with you when we went to the state park. There's not a lot of like sweeping, beautiful shots of the actual park.
I got a couple good shots of a bird. But it was so foggy.
But we definitely got some shots of us enjoying the e-bikes in the very, very muddy swamp bike paths that we were able to go on. We had a lot of fun. We got lost like we normally do in the swamp. Anybody remember the last time we were lost in a swamp?
Hey, that was in Texas. Remember when I said that if I went the wrong way, she wasn't going to be happy? This is what it looks like.
So that's been our big adventuring. Meanwhile, we've been putting some content up. Aunt Lou is continuing with her series. She's put queso dip up this week. So that was fun to see the cheesy goodness that she came up with. And then you guys also just saw me with the air fryer, using the air fryer feature for one of our favorite family dishes right now.
I'm completely hooked on the Old Bay legs. If we never have fried chicken any other way, I'm completely fine with it.
The air fryer Old Bay legs are phenomenal. We believe that it's going to be our replacement for regular fried chicken because it's super easy. It's so incredibly easy.
And it's one of those dishes where she is really more strict on low carb than I am, and we both enjoy it. She enjoys it because it's low carb. I enjoy it because it tastes really good.
It tastes amazing. And next week, spoiler alert, we're going to take a twist off of that for another dish that I think you guys are really going to like too. So we're really excited about that. So if you haven't checked out those cooking videos, definitely get those checked out. One of the things that I didn't mention with the bikes is that, well, you have your own special fun way of enjoying just about anything. But Mikey got a special bike helmet.
Isn't he adorable in his little biker hat? Vroom vroom.
Should we share the inspiration? Can you tell them what the inspiration for your bike helmet is?
So if you go onto YouTube, and this is probably 15 years old, something like that. But there was an animal called the crazy frog. Mm-hmm. And if you look that up on YouTube or anywhere that you kind of look up videos, we prefer to tell you YouTube because they house us. But if you look for Axel F with the crazy frog, you'll understand. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Yes. So when we said we were getting the e-bikes, we were immediately laughing at the fact that we were going to be like this silly little frog that like rides this like air motorcycle thingy.
Ding, ding.
And so Mikey started impersonating him, and then we found a helmet that matches. So
perfectly.
Go speed racer. Shake your head.
In that clip you see Ollie. We have been really working with both of the dogs to see if they enjoy bike riding as much as Octavius did, and so far the verdict has been mixed.
Well, I feel bad for Obi. He was on my back, and he was back there whining, and I thought it was just because, you know, the wind, it was windy, and that was his first real big bike adventure. And then Cris pulls him off of me, off the backpack that he was on, and he was pretty much covered head to toe in mud.
You're all muddy.
I was almost a lot muddier. I went through that last mud patch, and I goosed it instead of slowing down.
Yeah.
And my front wheel went that way,
I know.
my back wheel went that way, and my tongue said some things it shouldn't have said.
Obi has mud all over his backpack too. Yeah. He's like, I'm ready for this to be done. I've been patient, guys.
He had gotten a little mud.
Poor guy.
We're working on solutions. Ollie does great in the backpack. Not in the backpack that you saw in the helmet video, but in his usual backpack. But he's still kind of big for it for a long ride. So we've kind of got a new solution that we're working on. You might see in future videos that involves like a little like crate-like thing. Obi, I think his biggest complaint is he doesn't like the wind. So we're trying to find, and I think that also the crate might work better for him where he can kind of get down out of the wind, where the backpack, he's kind of subject to whatever happens. All of that aside, you have some pretty fun music stuff going on.
Yes, I do. Sit Here and Drink Beer is the last single that we're going to shoot at y'all as a single before we release the album. And that comes out, it came out, when are they going to see this video?
They're going to see this on Saturday.
It came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sit Here and Drink Beer dropped on Spotify for sure. Spotify yesterday, I believe, and I'll have to check because sometimes Apple and iTunes, or Apple and Amazon, they come a little bit later. We try to get them at all at the same time, but it just kind of depends on processing. But I know for sure that it came out on Spotify yesterday, and y'all, I am super, super proud and happy about this song. This song, again, has the Nashville guys on it that I've touted before, that played for Luke Combs and all these other really hot stars, you know. And I'm a hot star now because I feel like one because I'm able to use the assistance of those Nashville guys, and I'm really, really proud of this song. It's another dimension going along with like My Redneck Ways and Redneck Rockstar. It's the last banger, as us musicians like to call it. It's the last banger that we put out there. So you've got a little mix of some bangers, and you know, you've got your ballad with Nobody Like You. And of course, we're also on this album going to be reprising One More Beer with Dad, with a special twist at the end of that song that I just heard yesterday. As a matter of fact, I'm done with everything for my parts for the album, but our fiddle player, unfortunately, she contracted COVID a few weeks back when she was supposed to come in and lay down her parts. So she's fine, she's healthy, everything's good with her now. And she went in last night from when we're taping this and laid down her fiddle parts for a song called Hey Mama. And I want to play it for you now, but I can't because I don't have it all back yet. But from what I heard, and I've listened to this song now, I've had it written for about 6 months, and I heard it last night for the first time with some violin on there, as we call it, fiddle. And it shook me to my core because it was absolutely beautiful, and it kind of brought back those feelings. So I know it's going to be a good song. I know Sit Here and Drink Beer is a great song. In fact, at the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and play it for you. But I do ask that if you have Spotify or iTunes or Amazon or any of those, I'm not asking you to buy it if you just want to stream it. If you want to buy it, great. It's gas money. But I just want y'all to listen to it because I'm proud of this record. I'm proud of everything that we've done with it, or else I wouldn't put it out there. So hopefully you guys enjoy it.
And there, for Spotify users, there's a special little feature, right?
There is. Oh yeah, that's right. I almost forgot. Yeah. So if you do it on Spotify, in fact, after we're done taping this video later on this evening, we're actually going to do another one. It's called a canvas. And if you've seen some of the major artists like Chris Stapleton did it for his album, each track, if you actually hit the track on your phone and go to that specific track, instead of just showing like the album cover, which his album cover is really cool, but instead of just showing that, it'll show what's called a canvas, and it's like an 8-second long loop video of whatever you've created. And I did one for a couple of the songs, maybe I could make you just look for them, you know. But I tested it out with One More Beer with Dad, and if you go into One More Beer with Dad on Spotify and you actually go to your phone and hit that track, it'll bring up a small loop video that I did that shows a video of him drinking beer.
So if you are a Spotify user, go through those tracks and comment down below and let us know which canvas, which video kind of little, they look like GIFs to me.
They are. You can actually, they're either,
you like
they're
best.
by the way, they're called GIFs, by the way. GIF. It's that, you can do a GIF or a video, but I'm working on it, trying to make them cool. Getting ready to do a couple more, like one for Nobody Like You and another one for My Redneck Ways. And I think I did one for Redneck Rockstar too. So go back there. You've got a little homework now. Go to Spotify, check those out. Let us know what you think of the canvas videos behind, and we're going to work on another one tonight. So by the time you get to sit here and drink beer, we'll have a pretty cool canvas up for that. So that's pretty cool. I've got some more exciting news because we're in Texas, and one of the things that Addie and I really love to do is to explore some of the Texas things, like for instance,
the cuisine.
We went to HEB today and got sushi, which is like some of the best sushi you can get, and it's in a grocery store. Now
You can say that this is why I love this coffee right here.
Yeah.
If you are from Texas and you haven't tried this, like, dude, like, I love this so much. I usually buy it and have it shipped to Indiana. That much. So if you are in Texas, you can get this at HEB.
And HEB's not sponsoring us, but
no.
we totally sponsor them.
Houston Blend is my favorite. Texas Pecan is my second favorite.
And then we didn't just go to HEB. Took a quick run into Buc-ee's today because we gotta visit our favorite beaver, and if you've never been to Texas, you gotta get yourself some beaver nuggets. They got all different kinds of flavors, but the originals,
tips you didn't know you needed.
No, when you go to Texas, listen to the experts. Go to Buc-ee's, go to HEB.
Alright guys, well, we're going to cut this short because he's promised me he's going to go outside in the drizzle and grill me up some pork sticks for dinner.
I'm going to do a Snoop Dogg dinner tonight. I'm going to do it, Phil Drizzle.
I'm really sorry.
I will be too, because sugar melts, baby.
Alright guys, well, we hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you next week. We forgot to tell you about the flat ham. What is it called?
It's called a Carver ham.
The first time I ordered this from a grocery pickup at the HEB,
I thought somebody ran over it.
Smushed my ham. But I'm telling you, this is my favorite. I just made up scrambled eggs to make breakfast burritos for the freezer. So I was so excited that I could get a flat ham because this is the only place I've ever found flat ham. And so I got it because I love how easy it is to chop up to put in like breakfast burritos. And then I might also make our cabbage, green beans, and tomato with the ham.
I'm down for that. And you realize I think we're probably the only people in the world that call it flat ham. So anybody from Texas that's hearing this,
wouldn't you think yours had been run over? What? It's like ham roadkill.
Oh my gosh.
It even looks like it has tire tracks on it.
It's a good thing that we're not sponsored by people. Here, sit here and drink beer. Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna sit here and drink beer till one of us goes out of my mind. It's gonna take all night, but that's alright, cause all I got left is time. Well, she hurt me and now I'm thirsty, and I wanna leave my troubles behind. So I'm gonna sit here and drink beer till one of us goes out of my mind. Well, I tried to get her to love me through all of my lavish displays, but she never could seem to get past any of my redneck ways. And tonight I found out that she left me, and she didn't leave a thing behind. Good thing I hid 12 bottles in the fridge so I could still have a good time. Alright, now I'm gonna sit here and drink beer till one of us goes out of my mind. It's gonna take all night, but that's alright, cause all I got left is time. Well, she hurt me and now I'm thirsty, and I wanna leave my goes out of my mind. Well, all my friends tried to tell me that she wasn't in it for love, but every time I bought her something, she fit in my arms like a glove. But then the money went dry, she said goodbye, and she didn't even shed a tear. She ran off with everything I own, but at least she didn't take my beer. So I'm gonna sit here and drink beer till one of us goes out of my mind. It's gonna take all night, but that's alright, 'cause all I got left is time. Well, she hurt me and now I'm thirsty, and I wanna leave my troubles behind. So I'm gonna sit here and drink beer till one of us goes out of my mind. I'm gonna get footloose, y'all. And drink beer till one of us goes out of my mind. It's gonna take all night, but that's alright, 'cause all I got left is time. Well, she hurt me and now I'm thirsty, and I wanna leave my troubles behind. So I'm gonna sit here and drink beer till one of us goes out of my mind. I'm gonna sit here and drink beer until one of us goes out of my mind. It's gonna take all night, but that's alright, 'cause all I got left now is time. Well, she hurt me, and now I'm thirsty, and I wanna leave all my troubles behind. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna drink beer till one of us goes out of my mind.
If you want to see the latest, click on the left right here. If you feel like subscribing, click on the right, my dear. And if you think we're funny enough to send us money, click the Patreon